Alright, welcome back to tonight's sad reality. Tonight I've got a bit of a funny idea for a video. By funny I mean it's a rather tragic scenario, but as far as what we're going to talk about, I feel like it's a very interesting concept from the perspective of this being the game inside of the game, kind of. So we're playing A Hat in Time, and big fan of this game, love the music, love just about everything about this game. And at the moment, you know, this is the and of course I just skipped all the dialogue. But there's a mini story inside the story, right? Obviously there's a train that's about to explode, and you gotta kind of find your way out of it, or keep moving forward, make a cool movie out of it, and survive or something, or jump into the acid a bunch of times. I love the whole double bounce effect. That is amazing. But yeah, so obviously big things happened today. Today is, what, September 10th. And, another political figure was, oh, there we go, barely hung onto that wall there. Wow, I really suck at this game, jeez. Like, comparatively, I didn't think I used to be this bad at the game. Once again, another political figure was, kind of gunned down or whatever. And that sucks. I feel like people can sort of reach across the aisle and be like, you know, if love him or hate him, people don't deserve that kind of death, you know? And the only reason I know about this is not because I keep up with the news or anything, it was because one of my coworkers, I was eating lunch, and she was like, are you queasy? Do you get grossed out easily? And I'm like, not really. I mean, some things. Like, I used to watch Good Doctor, and, there are parts with blood, and I'm just like, I'm not really looking at that. Syringes, not really looking at that, you know. Not a huge fan of those things, but, just like, okay, well, you know what happened to Charlie Kirk? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know who that is. In fact, some of my coworkers only knew who he was because of TikTok, which I'm like, I guess that makes sense. I don't use TikTok, so I have no idea the current political landscape or just about anything going on in the world anymore. And hey, that's fine. I feel like some of those things are a little overrated at times. Someone's surviving apparently, oh my gosh. 100 seconds left. Usually the time's not the restriction on this. I did actually play this level once before just to make sure my platforming skills weren't like that garbage. And I did actually die once. I did actually lose to time once as well, which could really say something about just how bad I've gotten at this game. Oh, the wraparound, that was sick though. I haven't even tried that in like the actual game, I don't think. Look at that, already over. Jeez, and I haven't even started my story. Timepiece, wow. But the part of this I was gonna get to was not like the actual shooting or whatever, or the event itself, but the part I find interesting is it seems like moving forward in history, there's more and more evidence recording, more and more just like, hey, someone recorded this. I mean, I think there were like 3 or 4 angles that would have been released anyways. I'm sure there might have been more recordings of it. And obviously that's because, well, this is a person that people care about, you know? It's not just like someone that's completely unheard of. But the question that brings to mind, at least in my head, is we care a lot about people when you put a camera on them, and that was kind of the joke with this playing this level first, and I'm probably gonna play Subcon Forest looking for a rare sticker for the second half of this if I remember where it is. Which I don't think it's over here. I think it's a time rift if I'm remembering correctly, but it is. Would you look at that? Also, big fan of the art in this game, by the way. Like, they did such a good job with like all this. I don't know. The screen. Like, what about all the people that don't have cameras on them when, you know, they do suffer the same fate? You know, I feel like, obviously, wouldn't wish that on anyone, but kind of the reality of it is, well, people do die, and they die to unfortunate circumstances, you know? Is there free roam? This is like basically free roam, I think. It really makes you wonder, like, just how many people that does happen to, and then we either never know about it, or it's just their family that knows, or like all the nobodies out there, you know? Because we care more as soon as we put a camera on someone. I don't really know how I feel about that, you know? Like, kind of mixed opinions here and there, because, well, you only put cameras on someone who is important. It's not like the cameras make someone important. Usually, them being important puts a camera on them, or the public eye, you know, focus on that. But does that make them any more valuable or important? And I guess, relatively speaking, maybe. But I feel like there's a bit of a deeper truth to that, and it's no. I don't know. Maybe just overrated, crazy opinion of a 21-year-old. But I feel like if you really do believe in a world where everyone's held accountable, equally judged, whatever, then I guess everyone's kind of held to that same expectation or consideration. Fire mail. Anyways, we're not after mail, we're after a rare sticker. Is it something on that tree over there? Can't tell if that's like a normal thing or if that's... I think that's a normal thing. And I guess kind of the question that follows after that is, well, what are people like when the camera's not on? You know? How well do you know someone? Who are they when the camera's off? Like, for me it's interesting because I try to keep these videos as honest as I can, even with how sensitive I guess some of the topics are. Or even to me, I'm just like, oh hey, this sucks to talk about. Or I suck at talking about it sometimes too, because I feel like my commentary skills are lacking 80% of the time. But, who are we when the cameras are off, you know? And I feel like that's the person that ends up being missed more than the person that, you know, is thought of when the cameras are on. So, I suppose that's more or less what I want to talk about tonight. I know that's kind of a short topic, didn't really have too much going on, and I was kind of thinking, I was like, if I find the sticker within that time, that'd be really funny, and I only know about that sticker because of, what, the last level when I did the practice round, it was like, a rare sticker has appeared in Suncod Forest. So I have no idea where it's going. Actually, isn't there a pin that tracks that, now that I think about it? I don't know, it's not super important. Yeah, thanks for listening to tonight's Sad Reality. Today was a pretty standard work day for anyone who's watching the videos who cares about my work life, I suppose. 9 to 5, long day, but a good day, interesting day. Obviously kind of a tragic day for reasons, but I don't know, it's not something I really think about either. And I guess for me, the cameras weren't really on him, so I don't know. Thanks for watching, have a fantastic rest of your night, and I'll see you in the next Sad Reality. Have a good one, y'all.